Hey, this is Michael Wang. Today we're gonna perform a 12C upgrade. So we will use Oracle SOA suite as an example. If you have some other products like Web Center Portal, OBIE, OSB, then the process is pretty much similar. Okay, so first let's review the steps of upgrading. So before you do any upgrading, you have to read the documents. So let's see. So this is the document for upgrading SOA suite and BPM. So you can see their steps. So their overviews, their pre-upgrading tasks, and okay, actual upgrading. So you're gonna figure out steps, and if you have Oracle Service Bus, this is the steps to upgrade Oracle Service Bus. Upgrading SOA, and so on. So when you do the upgrading project, you need to spend like 30% of the time at least to review the document. So you have to review which platform is certified, what version, what database version, what OS version, and so on. So, and you need to plan your upgrade. So there are two upgrading strategies. One is called auto place, means you gonna install the software in a brand new server or brand new location and create a brand new domain, and then you're gonna just deploy your code. So this is called auto place upgrading. So today we're gonna do in place, means we have an existing domain, so we're gonna upgrade the existing domain. So the domain will, after the upgrade, the domain will stay where it is, stay on the same server and same location, and run on the same operating system. So this is called in-place upgrade. Okay, so before you start the upgrading, there's some pre-upgrading tasks, include installing the newer version of software. So here we are, today we are at 12.2.1.4. So if you watch this video later, so you might have a higher version. So you're gonna install the version you want to upgrade to. And so you need to do some backups. You need to shut down your environment and communicate with users. So talking to the management, and we have some meetings, have some planning. So we will not talk about those today. So the actual upgrading steps. So first we need to run the RCU to create some schemas. This step actually, so we're gonna skip this steps because the next step is run the upgrading assistant. So this will also create create the schemas. So the next step is run the reconfig.sh, reconfigure the domain. After that, we're gonna run the upgrading assistant again to upgrade the domain. So after that, so it's upgraded. So there might be some post-upgrading tasks such as moving the domain or check the closed instances. Alright, so here I have Oracle SOA Suite 11G. And log into the server. So the version I have is 11.1.1.9. So this is the database it's running on. I already shut down the domain. If you haven't, then you can shut down the domain. Leave the database up. So I have the 11G SOA installed here. SOA domain. So this is the domain I have. Okay, so first step, so as we said, you can run the RCU to create some schemas. We're gonna skip this step today. So we're gonna run the upgrading assistant. So this is my 11G domain. So the upgrading assistant, we have to run from the 12C version, the version we're gonna upgrade to. We're not gonna running the upgrading assistant from 11G. Okay, let's go to the 12C one. They're gonna go to the SOA 12214. That's where I install the SOA Suite 12.2.1.4. Oracle Common. There's a folder called upgrade. So I'm gonna run the UA, the upgrading assistant. So during this upgrade, we're gonna run this upgrading assistant twice. Okay, so this is the upgrading assistant. So this is the first time we run the upgrading assistant. So we're gonna select the schemas. So now domain directory. So we're gonna select the 11G domain. So this is the domain we're gonna upgrade. Click next. Next. So here is the checklist. So if you don't have any, if you have anything like you haven't shut down the servers, you have to shut down before run this step. So if you forgot to shut down, then when you come here, so you go to shut down and come back to back up. So if you didn't do that, and stop here and back up your data and come back. So everything is ready. Next. Now here is database information. So here we have to type sysdb. Click connect. Next. Next. So we're gonna use the same password. Next. So it's creating some schemas. Okay. Click upgrade. Okay, it's 100%. It took about 20 minutes to get here. Right click next. Close it. So before we run the reconfig.sh, let's check the versions of the schema. So you can see most of them is upgraded to 12.2. something. So there are a couple of them for the BAM is 11.1. something. It's okay. So we are upgrading SOA, right? So let's run the reconfig.sh. So select the domain. Again, we're gonna select the 11G domain. Next. Another person now. Next. Next. Okay, so if you notice, this is a GDK. So when you select the GDK, that GDK is 1.8 something. The 11G we are using GDK 1.7. But for 12C, you have to use 1.8, and it's automatically selected. Okay, need database information. Click the Get RSU configuration. So then you try to connect to the database and pull out the information. Next, next. So it's testing the connections to the database. Click next. Okay. So we're gonna put a node manager username password. Next. We're gonna just click next. Reconfig. It's 100%. Click next. Finish. We will run. The next step is to run the upgrading assistant again. Next. So note the first time we run the UA, we select all schemas used by a domain. So now this is the second time we run the UA. So we're gonna select this all configurations used by domain. So in this step, it will upgrade the domain. Again, so we're gonna select the 11G domain. Next. So here is the list of what it does. So it upgrade Oracle GRF system components infrastructure, Oracle Web Service Manager, user messaging service. Okay. Let's do some checking. It's finished. And click upgrade. Alright, so it's finished. Close. So at this point, the domain is upgraded. So let's go back to the upgrading process. So we started by running the upgrading assistant, the number 4. So all of the number 1, 2, 3. So we skipped number 3 because number 4 also created schemas. So before we running that, so we already installed the 12C software. So we did run the upgrading assistant once, and then run the reconfig.sh, and run the upgrading assistant again to upgrade the domain. So at this point, the domain is upgraded. Okay, so post upgrading. So after you upgrade, so there might be some other work you need to do. So we're gonna need to start the domain. So the domain is still at the same place. Start the node manager. Start the WebLogic. Okay, so the admin server is started. So let's see if we can log in. Okay. So let's start the SOA server. So here I only have one SOA server, so I only have one server is running the domain. So if you have a cluster, if you have the cluster is running on multiple domains, you have multiple managed server. So you, after you upgrading, you run the pack and unpack. So we copy the domain to the other server. So this is one of the post upgrading tasks. If you have some startup scripts, you need to put it there again. Okay, the SOA server is started. So one of the things we can check on the background is so we're gonna run the SOA upgrade menu .sql. So this script is located under here. So this is my current version of SOA. So this is the location. So we're gonna connect to dev SOA infra. So upgrade menu. Okay, so here's the menu. So we can see, we can select, we can input a number. We input 1 to see the report upgrade summary. So we can see the completed, complete. So errors, so 0, so we have no errors. Okay, so we can, now let's see 3, so we can let's say 3 succeeded. So there's 15 completed jobs. So everything is succeeded. 11 is exit. Okay. So this is how to upgrade SOA. So the version we have for the SOA initially is 11.1.1.9. The version we upgrade to is 12.2.1.4. So if you have a different version, so you want to upgrade to 12.2.1.4, the process is similar. So if you have, if you check the Oracle document, the path to upgrade. So if you have earlier versions, 11.1.1.8 or 7 or 6 something, you have to upgrade to 11.1.1.9. So then you can run this process.